And now the starting lineup for your Denver Nuggets. At guard, 6'2" from Southwest Missouri State, number 12, Winston Garland. At 6'5" from Temple, number 1, Mark Macon. At forward, 6'10" from Houston, number 33, Greg Cadillac Anderson. At forward, 6'7" from Georgetown, number 35, Reggie Williams. And at center, 7'2" from Georgetown, our rookie all-star, number 55, Dikembe Mutombo.
Dikembe on his way to Orlando. Has first opportunity in the league. He gets to play in an all-star game. Not all that bad. And the Midwest standings shape up like this. The Nuggets stand just 2 games away from the 8th spot in the conference in terms of the playoffs. The Nuggets in 4th position in the Midwest. Utah and San Antonio battling Houston for the top spot. But the Nuggets, as you said off the top, might be playing almost too well.
Yeah, of course, I don't see the Nuggets catching any of the 3 teams ahead of them. But remember, they only have to defeat the Clippers and Seattle to make that 8th playoff spot. And so stranger things have happened. And we'll see how the young Nuggets team performs in the second half. One thing that we haven't mentioned, Drew, that will probably come into play in the second half of the season, and that is the fact that after tonight, the Nuggets have 6 more games on the road than they do here in McNichols Arena.
So we'll see how they do on the road. Tonight's Phil Long Ford matchup. Warriors, a good victory for LA, their 3rd straight, 112-99. James Worthy, one of the premier small forwards in the game. Sam Perkins, an undersized center. He's really more of a 3 or a 4, having to play the big spot for Mike Dunleavy, and then Byron Scott. He's always very streaky, Dan.
Well, Mike Dunleavy gave Eldon Campbell the starting job when Vlade Divac went back down with the back injury, but Campbell couldn't hold it, and so Dunleavy had to bring Perkins into the center position. A veteran broadcasting, refereeing crew here tonight.
Speak for yourself.
Durham, Nunez, and Mathis.
The Nuggets control the tap. Winston Garland in the backcourt working against Byron Scott. Winnie looks to penetrate. Mark Macon will take the first shot of the night off the front iron. Doesn't get it. Cadillac nearly kept it alive, but it came away to Sam Perkins. Here is Sedale 3, the 9-year veteran, getting a chance to shine in Tinseltown. Byron lost the basketball. Give the steal to Winston Garland. Macon weaves in off the glass, blows the layup.
Mark coming off his best game of the season, 21 points against Milwaukee.
Good look, Byron Scott to AC Green, and the Lakers on the board first.
One tough matchup for the Nuggets is Reggie Williams trying to cover James Worthy. In the game in LA, Worthy absolutely killed the Nuggets. Hit 12 of 17 from the floor.
Reggie left alone from deep, doesn't get it, and Cadillac was over the back of AC Green. First personal on Caddy, first team foul on the Nuggets.
Well, AC Green knows what kind of rebounding year Cadillac is having. He's 8th in the league, almost 12 rebounds a game. And so you saw right there, AC first concerned with getting good rebound position, then going after the basketball.
Scott against Mark Macon. Sedale penetrates and throws it up in the general direction of the basket. And you see more and more younger players doing that. Obviously, Sedale's been around. You watch the NBA game, and anytime there's contact now, players throw it up in some direction toward the glass.
Well, yeah, that's a smart move because very easily you get the 2 free throws for a shooting foul. So I don't think Sedale's intention was to shoot the ball there, but as soon as he felt the contact and heard the whistle, he's going to throw it up and get the 2 free throws.
He's been doing a nice job offensively, 7.5 assists a game, averaging 13 points, but his defense might be even better than that, Dan.
Yeah, he's an outstanding defensive player. One of the reasons the Lakers got him for a backup point guard to start with.
Macon has it sent back by Perkins, and then he turns it over.
If anything, Drew, Mark has too much confidence in his own ability. He wants to take the ball to the hoop and go inside. That time, no match for Sam Perkins.
Worthy, where he likes it, doesn't get it. Stuck back up and in by AC Green, and they're pitching a shutout right now, 6-0. See if the Nuggets can get a good shot.
Well, I would say let's go inside and try one of the big fellas.
Dikembe hasn't touched it yet. Now he has it. Quickly double, back outside, they swing it. Macon will take his 4th shot, and he's still nothing doing.
Remember, Dikembe in LA had a career-high 7 assists. The Lakers are going to double-team him immediately. He's going to have to give it up. And Sam forgot that he dribbled once. That would have been a heck of a move if he hadn't already used up his dribble.
It's a great move. Mike Dunleavy said, hey, I applaud it, but remember the rules.
Perkins takes a dribble here. Now he picks it up, and yeah, let's go again.
Boy, that'd be great if you could do that, wouldn't it? Turnaround jumper. Mutombo doesn't get that one. And AC Green comes away, and he leads the break the other way. It's 3-on-4, and AC will slow things down. 6-0, Los Angeles. 2.5 minutes gone in the first. Green has 6 now of the 8 Laker points, and the Nuggets are sleepwalking.
And Paul's going to call a 20-second timeout. He's got to do something. He can't let this team get a big lead here early. His team really hasn't had a good shot selection so far. Paul's saying
along with the horse Dan Issel. Reggie Williams gets it down on the blocks. Dikembe goes back to Macon. Macon penetrates, goes back to Garland. Good position from Mutombo, puts it on the floor, and the emphatic jam.
Well, that's what Dikembe is going to have to learn to do, Drew. He's got to make a move before that double team gets there. If he holds the ball, trying to decide exactly what it is he's going to do, the double team gets there, and it's over.
Green has it. He goes to Perkins. Perkins drives baseline, swatted away by Mutombo. 7th in the league in blocks. Macon had Williams all alone on a wing, and Sedale picked his pocket.
Those are the kinds of opportunities you have.
Worthy now 0 for 2. 3-on-2. Anderson filling the blocks, and Macon didn't see him. Reggie rolls in and lays it home. First bucket for Williams, 8-4, Lakers up 4.
One thing, if off of the set play, the defense inside is going to be so concerned with Mutombo that off the set play, if you can get to the middle, you're going to be able to go one-on-one against your man. No defensive help involved.
Garland and 3 jawing a little bit with each other. Sedale turnaround jumpers long, and Winnie tagged him. Let's go back to the other end a couple of possessions ago. And Dan, tell everybody exactly what you were talking about here when he gets position.
Well, here, as soon as Dikembe gets the ball, he makes the move. You see Byron Scott trying to come from the backside for the double team. He doesn't have time to get there because Dikembe made a quick move and got to the basket.
2 personals now on Winston. 3 team fouls on the Nuggets, none on the Lakers. 3 is 3 of 3. He's a good free throw shooter, better than 80%. Williams looks to take it up against Worthy, a little long. Mutombo, offensive rebound. He's got to get it back up. Uses the left hand. Nicely done by Mutombo.
I tell you, the last couple of baskets, Dikembe has shown excellent footwork. The crossover, faking one way, cutting back underneath the defense, and laying it up with the opposite hand.
Byron Scott, that first shot always key for him. Garland, good look. Macon takes it to the glass, reverse side. Nice looking move by the rookie from Temple. So Mark, after missing his first 4, finally hits a shot. It wasn't that easy. He had to go up on the other side.
It was the most difficult of the 5 that he's taken.
Mismatch underneath. Green on Macon. Floating in is Byron Scott. So Byron now 1 of 2, and it's a 4-point advantage for Los Angeles.
Scott averaging 14 points a game, but remember, the Lakers not averaging that many points. In fact, coming into tonight's game, they're just 1/10 of a point in front of the Nuggets, under 100 average for the season.
Garland thought he was going to get Cadillac to cut on the baseline. Didn't happen. Scott wheels in, lays it in. Easy. Byron now with 4.
The perimeter defensive people for the Nuggets are going to have to learn that when Dikembe is not behind them, they can't let people penetrate that easily.
Garland wheels in with the trees and hits.
Once again, off the set pattern, the penetration move will work.
Too hard, AC Green. He had it altered by Mutombo. Nuggets 2-on-2 the other way. Reggie will pull up from 18, buries it.
Reggie struggled this last Saturday night against Milwaukee, hitting only 5 of 17 from the floor, so it's good to see Reggie online here in the first quarter.
And the Nuggets, after being shut out early, are within 2, 14-12. As we near the midpoint in the first quarter, Sedale 3 goes outside to Byron Scott. Scott's feeling it right now, 2 of 3.
Yeah, that's not a good sign, Drew. If he gets hot, he's a very streaky shooter. He can shoot his team in, or he can shoot them out. And right now, early in the first quarter, he's shooting them in.
There's evidence of that. Just check the playoffs last year. He was terrific until the finals. He averaged only 4 points in the finals. Dikembe's turnaround, something he wants to do more, has failed him twice now. Green penetrates against Mutombo, and again Dikembe alters the shot, rips down the rebound. Here's the Nuggets on the break. Reggie holds on, wheels, doesn't get that one. Second opportunity blocked, but he was fouled from behind. Good hustle by Williams. 5:25 left first quarter. We'll step aside. Kitchens, Reggie Williams at the line, and a rare miss from the stripe. Sam Perkins was ticketed right before we left. 16-12, Los Angeles by 4. Reggie now with 5 points in the ball game. He finished with 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists against Milwaukee. But as Dan said a moment ago, did not shoot it well. Just 5 of 17. Chris Jackson has come in the ball game. He's working against Sedale 3, and that, Dan, is what 3 does very, very well.
Yeah, he got a little rub off. Didn't get Chris completely knocked off on the screen, but just enough to get that shot away.
Chris will try to answer it the other end, and he got it. Foot on the line, 2-point basket.
Chris thought he had a 3-pointer. He quickly turned to look at the official. Must have just had the tippy toe on that blue line.
And they isolate Jackson in 3. And now he gives up the dribble. Byron Scott, who has a hot hand, that rolls out for him. Williams with the rebound. He'll push it himself. Reggie got himself in trouble. He came down and walked.
You never get in the air unless you know what you're going to do with the basketball. That time, Reggie thought he had a pass to a teammate. The defense closed the gap, and he came back down with the basketball.
Second of 4 meetings between Denver and Los Angeles this year. Worthy gets position inside. Finger roll, didn't buy.
James Worthy off to a cold start, and that's a good sign for the Nuggets. He killed them the last game in LA. He's 0 for 3 from the floor so far tonight.
Mutombo kicks it outside to Williams. Shot clock is down to 7. Now they go back to Dikembe, and he tried to feed back to Reggie, and he lost the basketball to Perkins. Lakers can go up by 5 here. Worthy's got it on the blocks against Caddy. Spins, and we have a whistle and a personal foul inside.
Going to go against Mark Macon down on the baseline. Mark coming over to help out defensively.
Joe Wolf. I'm sorry. We both wanted to welcome Joe Wolf to the floor.
To the game, as Cadillac says, I'll take a blow for a while.
18-15, Lakers by 3. Threet gets a screen. Chris recovers, but Sedale lets fly anyhow. And Threet now with 8 points in the ball game. He had 12 last night against Golden State on 5 of 13 shooting. He averages 13 a game.
Right now, you can tell by Sedale's moves, he doesn't think that Jackson can cover him, so he's going to go one-on-one.
Go to Mutombo on the blocks. Back to Jackson. Chris left alone. Same spot he hit from a moment ago. This time he's off a little bit. And it'll be LA basketball. Eldon Campbell will come in, the second-year man from Clemson. Another one of the genius moves by general manager Jerry West, picking up a guy that late in the first round that really has helped the Lakers. 20-15, the Lakers lead by 5, 3:16 left. Leading in rebound, that is not unusual. The Nuggets have done a great job as Scott fires a 3 and hits.
Byron Scott only shooting 29% from three-point land, but you let him be that wide open, he's going to drain it.
All-time three-point shooter in Laker history. 7th on the all-time Lakers scoring list also. Chris Jackson will go get that one. James Worthy got a hand on it. Nuggets now have to get one off. They got 4. Jackson stops, pops, and drills it. Boy, is he as good as anybody just on a dime.
Especially when he's got a big man like Worthy on him, because Worthy's laying off, making sure he's not embarrassed by Chris going around him. And Jackson had all kinds of room to get that jumper away.
Worthy flashes, 15-footer, nothing but nylon, and it's 25-17 LA. They're shooting it very, very well here in the first quarter.
And they haven't been shooting it very well this season. Only 45% from the field for the Lakers. They only shot over 50% in 7 games this year.
Joe just does get it off, put it back in to Dikembe. Half a dozen now from Mutombo. 3, who calls himself more of a 1.5 player. Worthy turns around, doesn't get that one. Dikembe now has 5 rebounds. Check it 6. And Dikembe's fastball broken up by Scott, but Denver will hold on to the basketball.
You know, Worthy missed those 3 straight games with a swollen knee. Played for the first time in 4 games last night. Hit only 8 of 22 from the field, even though he did score 21 points. And tonight so far, the shooting woes continue for Worthy, 1 of 5.
Mutombo spins, now doubled on the baseline, gives off to Lichty, who just checked in, and Todd traveled. Second time in the last couple of moments we've seen a Denver Nugget get up in the air with no place to go.
And the exact same thing happened. Joe Wolf was wide open under the basket. Lichty saw him, took a couple more dribbles, then went up to pass him the ball. By that time, AC Green had gotten back to cover Joe Wolf. Todd with the turnover.
Inside 1:25 left in the first quarter, 25-19 Lakers. Worthy now 2 of 6.
And like a typical shooter, how do you get out of a slump? You shoot your way out of a slump.
Mike Dunleavy, as Dikembe gets it swatted back by Eldon Campbell, and then perseveres and comes back and fills it up. He's got fresh legs tonight.
And Campbell can do that. He's a quick jumper, but Mutombo much stronger than Eldon inside.
Todd got a hand on it. AC Green all alone underneath. The Lakers didn't see it, but Sedale hits anyhow, as he has a running conversation with somebody here in the front row. Lichty's first shot. He picks up where he left off against Milwaukee when he had 15 points in 5 minutes.
And the one thing that has certainly improved the last couple of weeks for Todd is that outside jumper. Prior to that, he was trying to take everything to the basket. The defense started to play him that way. Now with that outside jumper, it will open up those defenses for him.
AC Green's jumper off the back iron and then over the top of the backboard. So the Nuggets now with 35.3 seconds left. Cadillac Anderson comes back in. They can trim the lead to 4, maybe 3. The Nuggets have Wolf, Reggie Williams, and Cadillac up front. Todd Lichty along with Chris Jackson in the backcourt. CJ tried to get it to Reggie coming off the screen. Broken up by 3. Sedale, one of the better defenders in the league.
You see now he's overplaying Chris. He knows the Nuggets want it in the point guard's hand. He overplayed Jackson so that Lichty couldn't get him the ball back.
Nuggets got to get one off. Todd throws it up with his left hand, doesn't get there. Byron Scott, he's got 5 seconds still to shoot, weaves in, layup. They wave it off. He traveled. So the Nuggets will have 3.8 left to get off the shot. 29-23 Lakers, and Dunleavy irate. Pretty tight though, Dan.
Well, his players weren't getting back defensively.
And now the Nuggets will have a .6 to get it off, and you can get a shot off in .6. What is the rule? Less than, it's the, who did that with the Knicks a couple years ago? Tucker, right?
Yeah, like with 1/10 of a second, he got the ball, turned around and shot it.
Only at the Garden, right? Joe gets it off. Doesn't go, though. So we are through the first 12 minutes at Big Mac, and the Lakers shoot it exceptionally well, and that is why they have a 6-point advantage. 29-22. I'm Drew Goodman. The Lakers by 6 as we begin the second quarter, and Paul Westhead really has to be fairly pleased that his team's only down by 6 the way Los Angeles came out and shot it, particularly Byron Scott and Sedale 3.
Yeah, we talked about the shooting woes the Lakers have had all season long. And in that first quarter, 55%. Drew, I think that's where the Lakers really miss Magic Johnson. The ability to get an open shot. A number of these Lakers are shooting halfway through the season at the low points of their career from the field. And the only reason to beat Magic, Scott on fire so far tonight, though.
Byron has just hit his second three-pointer. And the Nuggets just do get it in. Now they lose it. Rory Sparrow goes on the floor, causes a turnover. Teagle gets it to Perkins. Now Terry, you know what he likes to do when he gets on the floor? That. And that is a 5-0 run to start the quarter, and all of a sudden the Lakers are up 11.
And Teagle, another streak shooter. He can be awfully cold or awfully hot. He starts out warm tonight.
Byron already has a dozen. Reggie Williams with an answer at the other end. Reggie now with 7. They need his offense tonight. 34-25. Rory Sparrow, the veteran out of Villanova, 12 years in the league. With Chicago, and then the Bulls waived him earlier this year.
At least parts of 12 years.
That's right. Campbell contests with Winston Garland, but Winnie had good position. Here's Garland, transition. He's got Cadillac on a wing. Decides to bring it up himself, and will they give him 2? Sparrow got up in the air and tagged him on the way down.
Yeah, Winston Garland with a veteran move here. Good ball fake, gets Sparrow in the air, all draped over him, and Winston's at the free throw line. He wants to. Dunleavy says, you gotta be kidding me. But he loses the argument, and Winnie will have 2 free throws coming up.
I mentioned the tie that Dunleavy's wearing tonight, Danny. It really is something special. You have to take a look at it. It's got a lot of NBA players on it. Very colorful. You might think about acquiring one of those. Or you might think about buying one for me.
After all, they are from La La Land.
That's right. Winnie's got 4 now, and they're within 7.
And as the Nuggets have been doing the last couple of weeks, after a made free throw, they come out in a half-court to three-quarter court pressure defense. It's really a zone, but you know you can't play a zone in the NBA. And I think that's a good move by Paul, because in the past, anyway, it's gotten his team a little bit more active defensively.
Sparrow with the basketball against Garland. Now they set a double screen, and they try to get it on the blocks to Perkins. Perkins against Wolf. Shot clock winding down, and that'll be a kick. They'll reset the clock at 24. Just underway, second quarter, 10:26 left before intermission. 34-27, the Lakers trying to extend a winning streak to 11 games against the Nuggets, and they have really been a thorn in the Nuggets side over the years, but then again, they've been a thorn in everybody's side over the years. Teagle with it. He likes to post up, wheels in, and a whistle before that, and it's an offensive foul. The old NBA hook.
That's exactly what happened. Take another look at it as Teagle's going to wrap around right there. That's an easy call for the officials. Offensive foul on Teagle.
Williams against Teagle. Reggie chooses to drive, leans in, off the glass, doesn't get it. Reggie gets his own rebound, but they'll send it back the other way. And he will pick up the loose ball foul. He is very adept at doing that, following his own shot. And you hear that when you're a youngster first learning to play, but Reggie really does that well.
Yeah, and it's one of the basics of the game, because as the shooter, if you're not going to make the basket, you ought to know where the ball's going to be rebounded to quicker than anybody else on the floor.
Perkins falling away. That's the shot he likes. Nearly brought rain with it, but Sam Perkins has his first bucket. He's averaging 15.5 a game. Lakers by 9. Garland needs help. Reggie wheels in left hand. Good look by Joe Wolf to Reggie Williams. Reggie now in double figures with 10. Nuggets need a stop here. Scott comes free for a moment. Lichty right there gets a hand in his face, and it did affect the shot.
And again, this second unit has been a little more aggressive defensively than the starting 5, and they're doing it again tonight.
Winnie, for a moment, showing no respect to the elder statesman Sparrow. Cadillac spins on Perkins and hits, on Eldon Campbell, and hits the fall-away jumper. And Cadillac has been shooting it really well in January, 51% after a December where he shot 39.9%. Crowd starting to get involved. Teagle dishes off to Perkins, who will shoot from way outside. Reggie Williams, 2-on-2 the other way. And he throws it away.
I would say if the Nuggets have a weakness on the fast break, Drew, it's that they get out of control sometimes. When you don't have the numbers, what I mean by that is if you don't have the advantage, you got to pull it out and get into your offensive game. You can't force a fast break, and the Nuggets do that time and time again. When they're outnumbered on their offensive end, they still try to force it to the basket. It just don't work.
Mutombo is back in. Mark Macon back in. Worthy and Wolf have checked out. Worthy flashes free and then misses the little 8-foot push. And Mutombo rips down yet another rebound. Dikembe now with 8 boards already. Jumper is good. Winnie now with 6 in the ball game, and the Nuggets within 3 after being down 11 opening moments of the second quarter. Teagle has a baseline denied, still throws up the jumper and rips the cords.
And Terry Teagle, you talk about thorns in the Nuggets side. Even when he was at Golden State, he was always tough against Denver.
Great move by Garland to Mutombo. Count the basket.
Now Dikembe doing a great job tonight of getting to the basket. You see the penetration by Winston. He gets Campbell in the air, and Perkins just running by. Dikembe right there called for the foul. Mutombo's got a chance for the three-point play, although Dikembe struggling recently from the line, just 1 of 6 against Milwaukee. There's Marcus Liberty. He had an off night against Milwaukee, only 1 of 5 from the field, but prior to that, Drew, Marcus was playing as good as any Nugget.
Mutombo makes good on the three-point play. Dikembe now with 11 points and 8 rebounds on 5 of 8 shooting. And Dan, there's been some games where Dikembe has struggled to get 8 shots off in 40 minutes on the floor, so that's a good sign tonight.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, against Milwaukee Saturday night, only 5 of 8.
Terry Teagle back iron. Liberty pulls it down, gets it to Garland. Nuggets can tie or go ahead. Garland. Cadillac kept it alive. Liberty wanted it back. And the jump ball comes down to Eldon Campbell, and then Eldon goes down, and I think they will ticket Winston Garland. Great hustle on the baseline by 30 Marcus Liberty.
Now the fans here wanted a traveling call against Eldon Campbell, but the reason that he traveled was he got a pretty good push.
And the Nuggets immediately have a problem. Their starting point guard, Winston Garland, now with 3 personal fouls. And Paul Westhead going down the bench, and will get Chris Jackson up and in the game at the next whistle. 38-36 with 7 minutes even left in the second quarter. Lakers by 2. Worthy. And James hits, the 7-time All-Star now with a half dozen. He has to work much harder for his shots than he did when the Lakers had Johnson and they were fast breaking.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. That's what I was talking about before. Maybe
you're up to date from Big Mac. 6:46 left in the first half. Drew Goodman along with the horse, Dan Issel.
And Dikembe got schooled a little bit last Saturday night by the veteran Moses Malone. Only 11 points, even though he did hit the shot that eventually wound up winning it for the Nuggets, but off to a much better start offensively.
Moses beginning, what, his 33rd season in the league?
Something like that.
Dikembe gets it up, and Eldon Campbell contests the shot. That is where Campbell is a real force. Perkins backs it out to Sparrow. They skip across to Teagle. Terry will find a spot and fire and hit.
Yeah, you can leave somebody open, but of the Lakers on the floor right now, Teagle's the last guy you want to have with the open jump shot.
Macon has it knocked out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. Let's pick up that last transition where Eldon Campbell kept his feet, Dan.
Well, watch right here. Dikembe fakes, tries that same move, but Campbell stays on his feet, and then he's such a quick jumper, still gets up to contest the shot by Mutombo.
First round pick a year ago out of Clemson. That's a walk. Dikembe kind of hop step, but moved his pivot foot.
And that's why you never want to give the basketball to the big guy away from the basket. Make sure he's in a position that's comfortable. Not used to having that many steps to get to the glass.
Rory Sparrow getting extended playing time here. Sparrow 5 points last night against Golden State. He wheels in and draws contact.
We were talking a little bit about how much the Lakers miss Magic Johnson because of the open shots that he can create for them. We'll take another look at Perkins trying to get to the hoop. Last year, just a couple of indications, James Worthy shot 49% from the field. He's 45 so far this year. Perkins, 50% from the field last year. You see just 44, and that's a true indication that they aren't getting as many easy shots because defenses don't have to concentrate on stopping Magic Johnson.
And they're not running up and down the floor like they did with Magic. So the layups, I mean, you have to work for everything you get now in Mike Dunleavy's offense. Sam Perkins gets both, and it's an 8-point advantage. The Nuggets had it down to 2 a couple of moments ago. 5:50 left before intermission here at McNichols. Chris Jackson will probably play the rest of the half. Winston Garland on the bench with 3 fouls. Jackson, 21 feet away. Teagle posting up Reggie Williams, and they go back to the other side. Eldon Campbell will give off to Perkins. Sam, he thought about that three-pointer. Dan, you've seen him shoot from there quite frequently.
Yeah, he can shoot that three-pointer, and so can Teagle, but just in and out.
Is that Dikembe running the break? Now Macon with it, taking it up with the trees, and he doesn't get it. Sparrow has Teagle on a wing. Terry falling away. Doesn't get it. Sloppy play right now at both ends. 4 on 3. Macon nearly throws it away and does. Mark Macon, that is where, and he's starting to hear it from the crowd, because offensively, Dan, as good as he is on defense, he gets himself out of control.
Yeah, he makes bad basketball decisions, and I don't know if that's because he missed training camp. Obviously, the NBA is much more difficult than playing at Temple University, but he made 2 bad decisions the last 2 trips down. He tries to take a tough shot, then he throws the ball away on the break before he had a chance to really penetrate. You know, the young man has got a lot of talent.
He is 1 for 6 tonight from the floor, and 3 of those shots he has missed are layups. And when you're 6'5" and jump as well as he does, that can't happen. Perkins, they swing to Teagle, and Terry again left alone. And he'll knock down 75% of those if you give it to him there. It's like a horse game.
Well, the Nuggets are having to double team James Worthy down low because the Nuggets are trying to cover him with Mark Macon. And you can't do that against a veteran club, because once you double team, they'll find the open man.
The Lakers took dibs on that one. Chris Jackson putting up the layup underneath, and it was swatted twice.
And the ball hits Cadillac, and he's standing on the out-of-bounds line. You see right there the block, and now Cadillac goes after it, but when he touches the ball, he's standing on the line.
That vintage quick move by Worthy. Got the basketball and drop-stepped, and Mutombo blocked it, but it was on its way down, so put the basket in the book, and it's a 12-point lead, the largest of the night for the Lakers. Nuggets need a good shot here. Williams is free. Baseline jumper. Good. Reggie's having a good night. He has 12 on 4 of 8 shooting.
And you're right. That was a good shot, and it wasn't a good shot just because it went in. A good pick down, and he had the open shot. It wasn't a forced jumper.
Cadillac pulls down his 5th rebound. He's 8th in the league in rebounding. Chris Jackson, crossover dribble, back iron, won't go. Picked off by Williams. Intended for Teagle. Reggie gives off to Macon. Gets in, out of control.
Now he's really good. I think right now Paul's got to take him out of the game. Not because he's playing bad, but to save his psychic right now, because the fans really starting to get on Mark.
Got a timeout. If you look at the turnovers, the Nuggets with plenty already. The Lakers take good care of the basketball and the points off the turnovers, and that's the difference to the basketball game. The Lakers lead by 10. Mark Macon stays on the floor. He's guarding Terry Teagle. Right now they go to Worthy. Reggie Williams kicks it. Teagle alone. The Terry doesn't get that one. Nuggets do have the numbers here. 3 on 2. Bacon will pull up, shoot the jumper. Reggie Williams gets the rebound and he backs it out. Skips to Jackson. Jackson, top of the key. And right now, things have gone cold for the Nuggets. Reed is back on the floor. He finds James Worthy. His push won't go. A push off underneath. Got AC Green out of there. Bacon runs the break. Chris Jackson denied. Rejected by Eldon Campbell. There is a lid on it at the Nugget end of the floor. Teagle wheels in, and it's a 12-point lead now for the Lakers. Teagle off the bench tonight, Dan, with 10.
That's the kind of offense you can expect from him. Nice play by the Nuggets. Dikembe finding the open man, Joe Wolf, off of the double team. And Drew, that's what the Nuggets have to do. They have to at least explore going inside. They can't come out and shoot the perimeter jump shot every trip down.
Macon got in the passing lane. They were trying to get the ball to Eldon Campbell. Nuggets can get it inside double digits here. Williams thought about a 3. Now goes to the big fella. Mutombo backs in, left hand, rolls out. And Dikembe knocks it free from AC Green. Good job by Mutombo. Williams hooked. He thought he was fouled. No whistle. And Sedale 3 comes away. Campbell, a rare shot. Perhaps that is why. The Bunny, 2 of them missed by James Worthy underneath. 3 on 2. Jackson gives to Macon.
Now's when you got to bring it out and start all over.
Wolf on the blocks. Williams all alone from 3. Now wheels inside and got hit on his way up. 50-40, a minute 3 left, and the play was not exactly NBA caliber there the last couple of moments.
No, not even. The other trip down, when the Nuggets were in LA, Worthy missed 5 shots the entire game. Tonight he's already missed 9. He's 4 of 13, including 2 on that trip. Reggie at the line, a chance to get this Laker lead under double digits.
Reggie now with 13. I always find it perplexing, Dan, when a man 6'9" is all alone under the hoop and misses a layup twice, as skilled as James Worthy is.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I can't believe that something like that would happen. You obviously never saw me play.
No. You didn't have to call attention to it, Dan. 8-point advantage for the Lakers inside a minute to go. Teagle, whose arms are going to be tired from firing up shots. He gets it outside. AC Green quickly covered by Wolf. Shot clock inside 10. Green falling away. They'll give him that shot all night.
You're absolutely right. If the Nuggets are going to have AC Green beat them on that type of shot, there's nothing they can do about that. Good defense by Joe Wolf. Unbelievable shot by Green.
Mutombo doubled by 3. Lichty looks to penetrate. Gets it off, and Dikembe will go back to the line. Good little 2-man game between Lichty and Mutombo.
We'll take another look at it as Todd makes the penetration. Campbell comes to help. And that gives Dikembe the lane to the basket. Foul on Campbell. Let's see if Mutombo can get a couple to go down this trip. He's 1 of 1 from the line so far tonight.
Lakers over the limit here in the second quarter. A nice touch. Dikembe with plenty of arc on it. 12 points for Mutombo, 9 rebounds in the ball game. Williams leads the Nuggets right now with 13 points on 5 of 10 from the floor and 3 of 4 from the stripe. Earlier tonight in Cleveland, as Dikembe makes good on both, the Cavaliers continued their winning ways, beating Orlando by 17, 115-98. And at halftime, Houston is beating Chicago 65-58. The Bulls lost to San Antonio the other night, maybe 2 in a row. That was odd, and that was a turnover. Terry Teagle tried to change his mind in mid-air.
Well, we've seen a number of players get off of their feet tonight with the basketball, not knowing exactly what they're doing. Teagle tried to take himself off the hook with the dribble, but the officials weren't buying it.
Nuggets will save for the last shot. Williams leaves it a little short. Mutombo with the long arm. And the Nuggets are within 6. 3 works the other way. It counts if it goes. goes, and it doesn't. So the Nuggets, after being down by as many as 12, somehow, some way, worked their way back in, and Dikembe Mutombo's tip didn't hurt at the end. The Nuggets within 6 at intermission.
Watch this tip in by Dikembe. Campbell pushing him out of the way, desperate. The Texas tour, and that will be a real test. There's that long outside jumper.
Well, sorry, Barbara Mastro, because Perkins hits the long jumper. But Barbara, you still win that Budweiser satin jacket. Thank you for participating. 8-point advantage for the Lakers. Cadillac Anderson weaves in, and Mutombo kept it alive for a moment, but it came away to Byron Scott.
Nuggets get back well defensively, so the Lakers will pull it back out. They're always screening down. You see Threet going down, always picking along the baseline, trying to get an open jumper on the perimeter or an easy shot inside.
AC Green falling away. Cadillac Anderson rips it down and then feeds Green again. And Green 0 for 2 now. 4 on 3. Bacon gives back to Garland. Winston weaves in and somehow gets it above the outstretched arm of Sam Perkins.
And that was a tough shot. Sam Perkins with some of the longest arms in the NBA. Almost got that one, but somehow when he got it up and over.
It was 6 at halftime. It's still 6, and we played a minute 20. Drew Goodman, Dan Issel from McNichols Arena. The Lakers' first visit of the year. Second of 4 contests between the two teams, and Byron Scott misses his opening shot of the second half. Garland playing with 3 fouls, feeds the post. Great position for Mutombo. He'll score 50 if you let him stand there.
Absolutely, and Perkins not strong enough to push Dikembe out of the middle. Nuggets got it down quickly and inside to the big guy.
Dikembe now with 17 in the ball game to go along with 10 rebounds. Threet comes free and hits from the free throw line.
Great screen that time by Perkins. Knocked Garland off a 3.
Whistle inside. Let's take another look at Garland's drive.
You see right there, Sedale Threet reaching in, trying to knock the ball away, but he got all forearm. So Garland will go to the line. There's that tie you were talking about earlier.
Larry Bird's in there somewhere. We get a closer look again.
Why would you want a closer look at Larry Bird?
So there's that tie. There's a lot of folks in there. And we had a lane violation which wipes out the free throw. So Garland gets 1 and the Nuggets are within 5. 2 minutes gone in the second half. Lakers continue to lead. They have led pretty much throughout. They got on a 6-0 run to start the game. Good movement by LA, and it slapped out of bounds. Macon reached behind Byron Scott, who got a step on him.
And we're seeing both teams having to double team when the ball goes to the low post. That time the ball went inside to Worthy, and the Nuggets with the double team, just as the Lakers are double teaming Mutombo.
Threet lets the jumper go. James Worthy just had it taken away by Cadillac Anderson. Macon on the break, lays it in.
Well, Mark needed that one. He got out on the break and took it strong to the goal. Trying to get the fans here in McNichols back on his side again.
Macon 2 of 8 tonight. He has 4 points. He struggled in the first half with his offensive decision making. Threet winds around, comes free, and then bangs it off the back of the rim.
And Sedale has certainly cooled off since his opening quarter tonight. He's now 4 of 7 from the field. He's missed his last couple.
Williams wheels in. Great move by Reggie, the former Georgetown star. And Dunleavy wants a 20-second timeout. The Nuggets have trimmed a 6-point halftime deficit to 1.
Here you see Cadillac reaching around from behind James Worthy. Worthy not even aware that he was there. Macon's off to the other end. Perfect fast break orchestrated by the Nuggets, and that's the way you do it. And too bad that our Bud shooter got off to the first shot on the Lakers, because since that time the Nuggets have made a nice run. Here's Reggie's drive at the right before the timeout. He easily goes around AC Green, No help coming from the Lakers, and Reggie lays it in.
Now, Dan, if I was Bob Barker, he used to have a lot of autonomy, a lot of power. He could kind of change the rules and give Barbara those 2 free tickets, but I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I don't have the pull that Barker has.
Yeah, if you do, I guarantee it's coming out of your pocket.
You're right. Sorry, Barbara. 3+ minutes gone here in the third, 56-55. The Nuggets trying to win their 3rd consecutive ball game and get the second half of the season off on the right note. Perkins against Mutombo, 20 feet from the hoop. That's not bad.
That is a quick dunk, and Perkins certainly able to play on the perimeter.
Macon, 21 feet away, nothing but nylon, and Marcus hit his last 2 shots. He is really not affected by anything that happens on the floor. He never loses his confidence, which is a tremendous trait, obviously.
Those screens again by the Lakers along the baseline.
They double Green. He kicks it back outside. Worthy finds Perkins. Great position. And a savvy veteran move by Perkins.
Absolutely. You said it, Drew. Perkins knew that the contact was coming. Let's go back a couple of plays and watch that dunk from the perimeter that Perkins had. I guess we don't have that shot, but here's this one as Perkins jumps back into Dikembe, throws it up off the glass, and now he's got a chance for the 3-point play.
That's not as easy as it looked.
No, not close.
And Sam makes good on it. .11 now for Perkins in the ball game. 4-point advantage for the Lakers. They're trying to win their 10th game in the month of January. They were under 500 in December. The first time in 12 years they had a sub-500 month.
Tariq got a part of that basketball, and the shot came up way short for Garland.
Scott left alone. He's short on that. Byron's cooled off also. No, that was an ill-advised pass by Mutombo. Tariq goes to Green. He tried to dunk over Mutombo, and Dikembe really got a good piece of AC.
Well, Dikembe just too far under the basket defensively. Watch Tariq go to AC Green, and look where Dikembe is trying to defend. Right under the basket. If he'd been a little farther out on the floor, he could have stopped AC a little quicker. That is only the 2nd personal foul, however, on Dikembe. But the Lakers starting to widen this lead again.
You know, that is something I thought would really have a larger effect on Mutombo in his rookie year. I thought he'd reach more. I thought he'd get in foul trouble much more frequently than he has.
You know, he did, and that's what I was talking about in the pregame show, him being such a quick learner. He got in all kinds of foul trouble in the exhibition season, but through those 8 games, he found out exactly what he could and couldn't do, and fouls hasn't been a problem the first half of the season.
Cadillac loses it for a moment. Shot clock weaves inside 7. Cadillac goes up and in. Terrific move by Anderson.
And it looks like on their 4-day respite, the Nuggets were working on their low post moves. Cadillac emulating Dikembe in the first half. The crossover step. He gets the ball up and down. The foul. That goes against Byron Scott, reaching in from the outside, and Cadillac has a chance for the 3-point play.
And that roll doesn't come down. Cadillac with just 4 in the basketball game, but he does have 8 rebounds as he continues to do a wonderful job on the glass. 4-point advantage for the Lakers. Worthy flashes, quick jumper off to the side, and Perkins pushed off in going for the rebound. So it'll be a loose ball foul against Perkins, and we have a timeout on the floor. 63-55-4.
Dikembe does it all. A little house cleaning as a few things left over from the Reebok performance team during the timeout.
And now we have that piece of garbage. Field goals in the second half. The Nuggets shooting it at 75%. That will win you some basketball games.
Yeah,
Williams penetrates left hand. Reggie's having a night. 17 now for Williams.
Well, the Lakers right now trying to cover Reggie with AC Green, and there's no way that Green can stay with Williams defensively when Reggie puts it on the floor.
Nuggets starters have played the entire 3rd quarter. Perkins drives and hooks and hits. Sam Perkins now with 13 in the ball game.
Well, Perkins has found a crack in Dikembe's defensive game. Mutombo trying to play him out on the floor, and Perkins has taken Dikembe straight to the basket. That foul, however, goes against Cadillac. That's his third.
Dan, when he was with Dallas, he's more of a 4 or even a 3 at times. There's no center in the league that's going to match up with his quickness.
Absolutely not, and you're exactly right. Dunleavy having to play Perkins at the center position with the injury to Vlade Divac,
who will be back, Dunleavy thinks, in about 2 weeks. He had surgery on a herniated disc in his back. And think about it, they're 10 games over 500 without him, and obviously without Magic Johnson. Easy lay-in for Cadillac.
Nice pass by Dikembe to find Caddy under the basket, wide open.
3-point advantage still for the Lakers. Down at the Summit in Houston in the 4th quarter, the Rockets lead by 5 over the Bulls. Macon against 3, makes the layup. And now the crowd's back on his side. That's why I guess they call fans fickle at times, right?
Exactly. And right now, the Nuggets need a stop. I think if they could get ahead of the Lakers might quit a little bit after that tough game they had last night in the Forum. That's going against Teagle.
Terry with the offensive foul going to the glass.
Take another look at it as Teagle comes off the screen. Watch him throw the arm out in front of Caddy. The foul on Teagle. And the Nuggets with a chance to go ahead for the first time tonight.
Lichty is on the floor for Macon now. Cadillac wheels on AC Green. High archer won't go, and Green pulls down the rebound. So the Nuggets will have to do it on defense again. Inside 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Teagle hesitated. He got Lichty up for a moment. Green does a good job to catch it and then travels with the basketball. Now let's see if the Nuggets can take advantage. LA, after doing a terrific job most of the first half taking care of it, Dan, has been careless the last several possessions.
Yeah, they really have. And of course, that time, Green just a little bit out of control. He didn't know which move he was going to make and wound up traveling.
Joe Wolf getting set to come back for the Nuggets.
Dikembe just shoved Teagle about 20 feet.
Big bucket for Reggie. And the Nuggets are up 1. Their first lead of the night. Williams with 19 to lead all scorers. Scott will have an opportunity to put the Lakers right back on top as Lichty came down on top of the veteran out of Arizona State as Joe Wolf comes back.
Once again, you see, Drew, that nothing good comes to a defensive player who gets off of his feet. And that time, nice fake by Scott, got Lichty in the air. Scott draws the foul. Byron, an excellent free throw shooter. You can see 86%.
Byron Scott played on a great team at Arizona State. Fat Lever, who we wish best of luck to and good health, because Fat is now out for the season with another injury problem to his kneecap, and he's been decimated by injuries the last couple of years. But Alton Lister also played on that team with Byron Scott at Arizona State. And Kurt Nymphius, also one of your favorite players, Dan.
And remember, Byron Scott was originally drafted by the then San Diego Clippers. And Scott said, I ain't playing for you. So they wound up trading his rights to the Lakers, and he's been in LA ever since.
It's the Norm Nixon trade. Garland has it slapped away from behind, but it came down to Mutombo. Lichty penetrates. Dikembe. It'll stay here, and Mutombo doing a great job on the offensive glass.
And Dikembe's on the ground. He's walking to the free throw line, but he will have no free throws here. That's only team foul number 4 against the Lakers. Lichty with the penetration move, misses with the left hand, but Dikembe is there to control the ball. But no free throws here. Nuggets inbound the ball.
And Macon takes the place of Garland, so Mark Macon will be the point guard now. That shot is short. You could tell from the outset that Reggie wasn't going to get that one up to the rim. Williams is having a night, though. He's 8 of 15 Along with the 19 points, he has 7 rebounds.
He and Dikembe doing all the scoring. They're the only 2 Nuggets in double figures.
Good job by Lichty. Kept his feet and affected the shot by Teagle. Nuggets can go back up. They trail by 1. They'll have the basketball on the side. Sedale 3 got in the passing lane.
Paul calling the out-of-bounds play.
The all-time series between the Lakers and the Nuggets. The Lakers lead 47-24. The last time the Nuggets defeated Los Angeles was March 25th of 1989, right here, a 6-point win. That was 10 games ago. Wolf gives to Williams. Reggie on the other side, drew contact, no whistle. 3-on-2 the other way. Scott's got Teagle. Byron takes it himself, and Todd made sure he didn't make the layup.
Scott that time running the fast break in the middle. He had Teagle on one wing and Threed on the other, but he sees an opening. He tries to take it right to the goal. The foul on Lichty. Here's Reggie down at the other end. Did he get fouled? A lot of contact with the body, but nothing upstairs, and the Lakers are off to the races.
You know what's interesting about the defensive play by Lichty, he never really went after the ball. He just tried to get a piece of Scott's arm to make sure he couldn't get it up to the hoop. Paul, as we mentioned off the top, couldn't be more pleased with how things went in the first half.
Well, I don't think there's too many people in this town or around the league that thought the Nuggets would have 17 wins at the midway point in the season after the disastrous year last year.
There were many who thought 17 would be optimistic for an 82-game schedule. Macon penetrates, goes up. And that, Dan, is an illustration where his decision-making is poor. He can't get it over 6'10", 6'11" leapers like there are in the NBA. It's that simple.
Yeah, you're right, and that's a time when his confidence might be a detriment instead of a benefit. Mark thinks he can go in there and score with those big guys. He can't get it done.
Lakers continue. Mitzi Switzel on the right.
Mitzi has her beauty pageant wave down.
That's what the queen does.
That's right, the cup of the hand.
Well, we have our attendance figure tonight. Nearly 15,000 in the house, 14,707. The Nuggets drawing more than 2,100 better than a year ago. 5 sellouts already, and we're only halfway through the season. Sedale 3 is at the line for the Nuggets. For the Nuggets, whoops, for the Lakers, trying to increase a 3-point lead that Los Angeles has had throughout much of the game. The Nuggets had 1 lead a couple of minutes back.
Sedale had 10 points in the first half. Most of those in the first quarter. He's cooled down considerably. Only 4 so far here in the second.
Lakers led by 6 in intermission. Wolf is on the floor along with Mutombo and Williams up front. In the backcourt, it's Macon running the show and Todd Lichty playing the 2 guard. And Lichty comes free from the free throw line. He's off kilter a little bit. The Nuggets need a stop right here. Late in the third quarter, you don't want to get down by more than you are right now.
Well, especially to a veteran club, because the later the Lakers have the lead in this game, the more they're going to smell a victory. It'd be nice if you could get a little lead here going into the fourth period.
The lob to Mutombo might have been ill-advised, and Reggie stepped on the baseline. And the Lakers will get the basketball back despite the argument from Williams.
Well, the reason the lob was ill-advised is that Dikembe's being covered by Eldon Campbell. Campbell can probably leap as high as Mutombo can, if not higher.
Campbell's 6'11" and really gets off the floor. Wolf guarding against Perkins, who has that great first step. And he tried to hit Campbell, and he was high and away. So the Nuggets will get it back, and Reggie Williams will step out, and the Nuggets will push Todd Lichty to the small forward. And Winston Garland will run the show.
I tell you, that wasn't that bad a pass. Eldon Campbell just not ready for it, and that's a great way not to get the ball ever thrown to you again.
Maybe that's why he's not a starter anymore. He's doing a job, though. He would be among, as Dikembe is able to save it, among the league leaders in blocks if he had the minutes. It's rare. Every once in a while, you will hear an official call somebody out by name, and that time you heard that. No, off of Perkins.
The Lakers wanted it off of Lichty, but Todd never touched the ball.
You know what? I'm not so sure Todd did. Turnaround jumper, not bad. Dikembe's third turnaround of the night, and he's 1 of 3. And Mutombo now with 19 in the ball game. That matches Reggie Williams' 19, and the Nuggets are within 3 again. They double. Perkins left alone, 21 feet away. Sam has a versatile offensive game.
Well, and once again, the Nuggets have to cover Worthy on the low post with 2 men. That time, Perkins was the open man at the top of the key.
Perkins right at his average, slightly better. He has 16 in the ball game. We have a whistle, and Eldon Campbell pointing that Wolf pushed him, but I don't think the officials saw it that way. As Cadillac Anderson is getting set to come back in, and Mutombo will take a rest with 46 seconds.
Hallmark Hall of Fame presents Jessica Lange in a rare television appearance.
The first half with just 2 minutes sees his first action in the second half.
And he'd been playing double-figure minutes in 13 of the last 18. Garland goes to Wolf. Joe gets doubled, and he kicks it right to James Worthy. Worthy now set up the offense. Looks like going forward here. 5-point advantage for the Lakers. So important for the Nuggets to stop LA here. 3 goes to Teagle. Teagle, wide open jumper.
Well, again, the Nuggets are having to double team people on the low post, and when they do, this veteran Laker club is finding the open man.
Nuggets will save for the last shot. Garland, 20-foot push. Big hoop for Winston Garland. Now they got to get in front of Sedale 3. He has time to get one off. Long jumper goes off the top of the glass. And the Nuggets picked up 1 in the third quarter.
That's the one you get right.
Is that the one you get?
That's the one you get right there.
So you just keep working out and handing out new ones. Play the Colorado Slam Dunk, the newest scratch game from the Colorado Lottery. And you can win cash prizes up to $5,000. And also, you can win this shirt off of Dan's back.
That's a great T-shirt. It's got Doug Moe, Byron Beck, David Thompson, Bill Hanslick, T.R. Dunn, and myself on it. And they seem to be making a big deal out of the ability to win $5 grand. I think the T-shirt's worth it just by itself.
Well, close. Anderson didn't get it. Liberty jumped in there, and Marcus is called for going over the back.
Oh, I don't know about that one. It sure looked like Marcus was the one that was being pushed. Let's take another look at it. Cadillac's going to miss this one. Whose back is, I don't know. I don't know who caused the contact there. Doesn't matter. Liberty got called for the foul.
3 working against Winston Garland. You know, Winston's an underrated defender.
Well, he is an underrated player, period. He was brought in here to be a backup point guard to Chris Jackson, and he's been running the show since day 1.
Perkins turns around and hits the baseline jumper. He has 18, and Perkins has 16, or check that, 14 of those 18 here in the second half. 7-point advantage for the Lakers, and Mutombo is getting set to come back. So he gets a brief respite. Garland finds Lichty all alone on the baseline, and that's where Todd played a lot last year, right on that wing, and he knocks down the jumper. For Lichty, he has 4.
And when Todd is hitting that outside jumper, it really enhances his game. It makes the defense play honest, not playing him for that drive to the basket.
Perkins against Wolf. Garland looks to double, and Perkins goes with the hook shot.
Man, the Nuggets have done a great job on James Worthy, the player that killed him in LA. He's only got 8 points, but now it's Perkins that has come to the forefront for the Lakers.
And all 8 in the first half for Worthy. Lichty. Defense by Teagle. Garland gets himself in the air and somehow ropes it off the glass.
That might be the most difficult shot that has been shot tonight. A running one-hander off the glass. Winston gets to go down, and the Nuggets won't go away. They're within 5.
And Garland is scoring more and more. He has 13 tonight. He's been in double figures 12 of the last 16 games for the Nuggets. Threet in trouble. Shot clock winded down. Sedale just does get it to Worthy. James will have to go up, and he flips it in. Oh, that really kills you.
And Worthy wanted the free throw. He had Liberty in the air.
Todd with the left hand. Pretty move. Worthy spins all alone, and he blows yet another layup. Third layup missed tonight by Worthy. Nuggets can trim to 3.
I don't know if Liberty got his hand on that shot or if Worthy just missed it all by himself.
Garland penetrates, goes up, hangs it high, doesn't get it. Wolf with the rebound. Sedale one-on-one now with Todd Lichty. Todd swats it away. Good block by Lichty.
Great defense by Lichty, moving his feet, doesn't let Threet get it off.
Left-handed layup missed. Lichty comes back with it. Liberty too hard off the glass.
It's a big bucket for the Nuggets. They have to make sure they get a good shot.
8:45 left in the fourth quarter. Lakers lead at 82-77. Wolf, foul line extended. That's off the mark. Boy, when the Nuggets need a hoop, they've struggled tonight.
Oh, Campbell kicked Wolf. Wolf and Campbell both wound up on the floor. Campbell kicked Wolf, and Durham saw it. A technical foul on Campbell. And Dunleavy better be careful. Here, get one too. I was looking right at the play because Campbell and Wolf wound up laying on the floor, and after Campbell got up, he kicked Joe Wolf.
See if we can pick it up from above.
Watch this now. He'll look at him out with the back leg. He kicks out at Joe Wolf, and Terry Durham saw the play and immediately whistled a technical foul on Eldon Campbell. Great shot.
You know what, if you could double tee somebody, that might be a place. He could have really done serious damage or harm to Joe Wolf. No reason for that. And what's more, as we watch it again, this could get the crowd off their feet and really involved.
See, both players were on the floor, and as Campbell gets up, he kicks, and he looked like he was pinching. Looked like he punching Winston Garland.
He tried to get 2 Nuggets at once.
And right now, the officials trying to sort it out. Terry Durham immediately calling his whistle, giving the technical sign.
To those people who thought that this game could be officiated with just 2 officials, that's why it's nice to have the 3rd official on the floor.
That's a good point, Drew. Excellent point. 2 officials, you might not catch that. We've had a technical foul on Campbell and a personal foul called on Joe Wolf. Winston Garland hits the technical. Joe's out of the game, and the Lakers inbound the ball. So Nuggets do pick up 1 point on that trip.
Terry Durham saw it and immediately teed up Eldon Campbell. Campbell is still on the floor. Wolf is out. 82-78. The Lakers by 4. 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Drew Goodman and the horse Dan Issel from Big Mac. Nuggets trying to snap that 10-game losing streak against the Lakers. 3 left a little early and misses the bunny. Garland has Williams. Reggie's been hot tonight. Let's see which way it goes. It'll go against Cadillac Anderson.
Daddy better be careful here. It kind of looked like Cadillac was in the middle of a sandwich. Looked like he had Lakers on both sides. Here comes, yes, Green on the inside. And Worthy on the outside. Caddy was the meat of the sandwich, and he's called for the foul. Byron Scott checks back in.
Threet works against Winston Garland. Lichty in the backcourt. Good movement. Byron Scott left alone on the baseline, and Byron, with the fresh legs, knocks down the jumper. He had a big first half. He has his first field goal of the second half. He has 4 from the free throw line here since intermission.
Drew, the Nuggets might have to start considering leaving that double team alone on the baseline, because every time they do it, the Lakers get a good shot off.
Now they double Dikembe. He goes with his favorite shot, the big hook, and he leaves it short. 3-on-2. Scott running the break. AC Green wheels in, comes out. Lichty will pick up the personal. AC will go to the stripe. Yeah, the Nuggets have been so close on so many occasions, Dan, tonight. They've taken the lead only once, but stays at that 6-point margin.
Nice bounce pass by Scott. Green goes up. The foul right there by Todd. He gets his money's worth right on the forearm. And you're absolutely right. But that's what a veteran team does. I know they're tired after playing last night and flying up here really early this morning. They had plane problems. We're on the runway for a couple of hours in LA. But a veteran team will call on that reserve, and that's what they've done every time tonight that the Nuggets have gotten close.
12 points, 6 rebounds for AC Green. Mr. Steady out of Oregon State in his 7th season. It's an 8-point lead for Los Angeles.
And foul's going to go against Eldon Campbell as he was holding on to Dikembe.
And they might think about getting Campbell out of there. That's a 4th on Campbell. And I don't know if he's been the same player since that incident a couple of minutes ago as Mike Dunleavy does not make a change. Garland has it in the backcourt. Macon is checked in for Paul Westhead's club.
I think that Dunleavy would like to get Perkins a couple of minutes rest. You can bet down the stretch. It'll be Perkins, not Campbell, in the middle of the Lakers.
Good movement by Kembe, and then he bats to keep it alive, and that's a great play by Byron Scott. No, Byron Scott was out of bounds. So the Nuggets will get the basketball. He threw it off the legs of Mutombo, but evidently Byron was already out of bounds, and now he's getting into it with a fan.
Yeah, checking with a Nuggets fan at court's edge to find out if Tommy Nunez did indeed make the correct call.
Nuggets need a hoop here. 7-minute mark left, 4th quarter. Williams up fake, weaves in, great look. Williams dunks underneath. Great job by Reggie Williams, keeping things alive and finding the basketball.
And we've talked about it all year, Drew. Reggie Williams, the best finisher on this club. That includes Dikembe, Cadillac, and all of them. When he gets the ball down low, he scores.
Worthy got it swatted away. Tommy Nunez says count the hoop. That was close. Did you think it was on the way up, Dan?
Yeah, it looked like a clean block if it doesn't hit the board. Let's take another look and see if it doesn't get to the glass. No, it looked like a clean block.
Put it in the book for Worthy. He has a dozen, just 4 in the second half. 8-point advantage for Los Angeles. Make it long jumper, and that's short, and AC Green rips it down. Lakers can go up by double digits. Their biggest lead of the night was 12, but it's been a while since they've led by many more than...
From the free throw line for the year, have hit 18 of 18 from the charity stripe. They've outscored the Nuggets by 8 from the free throw line.
And James Worthy is starting to heat up. That is not good news. He has hit 2 buckets in a row.
Yeah, that's a sign again of a great veteran player. He might be having an off night, but when the game is on the line, he's going to respond.
Garland goes to Williams. They need Reggie's offense now more than ever. Difficult shot. It was home, and then Cadillac followed it up and stuck it back in.
And Cadillac is in double figures, just 8 points for Caddy tonight, but that is rebound number 10 for the Cadillac man.
He averages about 12 points and 11 rebounds a night, having a very good year. Scott at AC Green for a moment. They continue to swing it around the perimeter. 4 out, 1 in. Worthy short on the jumper. Nuggets can get it down to 6 here. Inside 5 minutes to go. Mutombo ahead of the field, swatted away by Worthy. And James will pick up the personal foul. He got a piece of the arm of Mutombo, and for the Lakers, that is a very big play by Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy gets back and knocks it away. He quickly asks Dikembe if he's all right, but that's a good play by Worthy. Dikembe not a great free throw shooter, and Worthy says, I'm not going to let you have the dunk. You're going to have to go to the free throw line and earn these 2 points.
4:51 left. You know what's interesting, Dan? Here's a statistic. If you subscribe to that sort of thing, Mutombo has the first one down. When Dikembe leads the Nuggets in scoring, the Nuggets are 3-13 this year. When Reggie Williams leads the team in scoring, the Nuggets are 8-6. And right now, Williams has 21 and Dikembe has 20. Now they're both tied at 21. Who knows if that means anything at all, but I thought I'd throw it out there. 6-point advantage for the Lakers. Nuggets need a stop. They're inside 4:45. Scott. Jumper won't go. Cadillac comes away with rebound number 11. Macon on the break decides to pull up. Anderson at the other end. He got the defensive rebound and then the offensive rebound.
Boy, Cadillac's doing a great job on the offensive boards here. At the end of the game, Mark's going to pull up and take the jumper. Not a bad shot, just comes up a little short. But Anderson on the far side working the glass. Perkins with the free foul, and Cadillac with 2 free throws. Chance to get the Nuggets to within 4, but before the second free throw, Mike Dunleavy wants to talk it over.
4:21 remains from Big Mac. The Lakers 90, the Nuggets 85. Probably the biggest stat, Dan. You uttered it a couple of moments ago. The Lakers perfect from the line tonight, 18 of 18.
And the Nuggets doing a good job rebounding, and right now that's what's keeping them close, especially rebounding on the offensive end of the floor. Cadillac will have one more after the timeout.
Cadillac 1 of 2 tonight, just 62% on the season. Chance to get within 4, and he does a nice job. Anderson now with a double-double. He has 10 points and 12 rebounds. Here comes some three-quarter court pressure. Green's in trouble. Ball slapped away. It's stolen for a moment by Williams. Garland from the free throw line. He's short. Williams will back it out. Big offensive rebound. This is a big possession for the Nuggets. They can get it down at 2.
Wait for Dikembe.
Williams, big contact, no whistle. Reggie gets it back again, goes up. Mutombo above everybody. He loses it. Boy. And Mutombo's hot underneath.
And that's why you wait for Dikembe. Cadillac very quickly getting Mutombo around. Dikembe working hard on the glass. That might have been traveling right there. Dikembe catching his own shot. Perkins throwing Dikembe down. The foul goes against Sam.
Hey, pushed him out of the way with the right hand underneath. Big night for Mutombo. Nuggets can trim it to 2 here. Plenty of time left, 3:47. Dikembe's done a great job, Dan, from the line tonight.
Well, there wasn't a man who enjoyed the 4 days off more than Mutombo. Not only is he playing a lot of minutes, he had a sprained ankle, but it's obvious he worked on his free throw shooting during that time. He was 1 of 6 against Milwaukee. He's now 6 of 6 tonight.
And the Nuggets are within 2, and here comes the pressure in the backcourt. Garland gets it to Scott. He had Perkins. Scott will back it out to Sedale 3. And here comes the Nuggets 6th man, the crowd. Worthy, pull-up jumper, and he hits.
And once again, Dikembe switched off on Worthy, trying to play James out on the floor. And Worthy takes advantage of that mismatch.
Back to Macon. Mark has Garland. Now they swing it to Williams. Foot on the line. 2-pointers good. Reggie with 23, and the Nuggets still within a deuce. If you're just joining us, the Nuggets have had 1 lead tonight. It was by 1 point midway in the 3rd quarter. Otherwise, the Lakers have led throughout by as many as 12. 3 pushes Garland out of the way. Shot clock down to 1. They do get it off, but it comes away to the Nuggets. The Nuggets can tie. Garland pressures off the glass, won't go. Now AC Green, he's got Byron Scott. Macon runs at him. Byron finishes.
At the end of the game, Drew, we might look back at that sequence right there and say that was the difference. The Nuggets a chance to tie. They miss it. The Lakers with the fast break. I thought the 24-second clock went off. Sure looked like the shot clock went off.
Paul really getting into it with Mike Mathis. That's one of the situations where it's so loud in the arena, they might not have been able to hear the buzzer. 7-point margin, and Winston almost bought a technical there for hitting the basketball out of the way. Westhead wants an explanation. His team was within 2, and with 1:33 left, they're now down 7. It's possible. It's not likely right now, but hang with us. The Nuggets will have the basketball, trailing by 7. Ago. Did Byron Scott beat the buzzer with his three-pointer? We'll let you hear the action for yourself. Not even close. But they put it in the book, and in defense of the officials, it was very difficult to hear. So a 4-point advantage now turns into a 7-point.
And a technical foul on the Nuggets coming out of the timeout. I'm not sure if it was on Reggie or Cadillac. One of them got a technical foul, and so now the lead is 8.
Byron Scott has killed the Nuggets tonight. 3 3-pointers. He has 24 in the game. And evidently, we have word now it was on Paul Westhead. Worthy picks up the personal. Reggie's at the line. 1:23 left.
With 1:23, Nuggets need these 2 free throws, obviously, but then they're going to have to stop the Lakers the rest of the game and hope they can get a 3-pointer or 2 to go down. Nuggets do not have a 3-pointer tonight. Threet stepped on the baseline.
And the Nuggets get a break there.
Cadillac reaches over and slaps Sedale on the back, says thanks a lot. And the Nuggets with a chance to whittle into the lead a little more without too much time going off the clock.
It's down to 7. They go to Mutombo. They got to get shots off in a hurry. Macon wheels in, somehow misses the layup from point-blank range. And Threet has the basketball.
Now the Lakers will take all the time off. And a quick foul by Garland. Not a bad move by the Nuggets. They couldn't afford too much time to run off the clock.
Well, doesn't that string of free throws made have to run out at some point? The Lakers tonight, 19 of 19 from the stripe. And Sedale Threet is 6 of 6. 98-91, the Lakers lead by 7, now 8. For a team, Dan, that played last night and got in close to 5 this morning, they weren't all that bad tonight.
No, of course, we talked about that earlier. Mentally, you have to prepare yourself to be ready every night, no matter what the circumstances. And of course, a veteran team like the Lakers do that as well as anybody.
Williams, fall away 3. It was down for a moment, and then Mutombo, I think, will get ticketed over the back.
It goes against Mutombo.
And the crowd begins to head for the parking lot. The Lakers lead at 100-91, and the Nuggets are over the limit. Now is the second personal in the last 2 minutes, so AC Green will go to the line. The Nuggets' 2-game winning streak will be snapped here. So next, they get on a plane and head to Oakland to take on the Golden State Warriors tomorrow.
At 8:41 in the morning.
You know that time well, don't you? I'll be thinking about you. Oh, actually, I think I have to get up earlier than that myself. 10-point lead now for the Lakers. The Lakers will make it 11 consecutive wins against the Nuggets.
And 10 out of their last 13 games. So even without Magic Johnson, the Lakers playing good basketball.
Garland hits a three-pointer, but it might be a little late. There's the foul on Scott, so Byron will go to the line with 43 seconds left. Lakers leading Paul Westhead's Nuggets by 9.
Nuggets were right in it, had a chance until Scott hit his third three-pointer of the game. Shot that certainly appeared to come after the 24-second shot clock had expired.
Might be a different ball game. The Lakers will improve to 27-16. I was talking to Paul Westhead yesterday, and I said, you know, you've won 9 games against teams with better than 500 record. Some people wonder, then how do you turn around and you lose to the Dallas Mavericks or you lose to an expansion franchise? And he says, hey, by all rights on paper, we shouldn't beat some of those teams like the Dallas Mavericks on a night. So it's hard to explain when we beat a team like the Philadelphia 76ers on the road or the Boston Celtics, but they're going to happen. But you just can't frown when you lose to a team that...
Exactly. It's all part of the learning experience. And now the Lakers in great shape, about to close this one out.
27-16. And I think a lot of people thought the run earlier in the year when they won 9 straight was based mainly on the emotion of losing their superstar Magic Johnson. But I think teams are finding out, for the most part, they can play a little bit still.
Yeah, they certainly aren't as good without Magic as they would be with him, especially in their division, the Pacific Division. A very difficult decision, might be the most competitive division in all of the NBA. But they're still a good basketball team.
Yeah. Any team, I guess, with James Worthy, AC Green, Sam Perkins. They'll be around.
Man, Byron Scott.
Yep. Byron's had a big night tonight. Teagle will come back in. James Worthy will rest a sore knee. He had 21 last night, and he leaves this one with a quiet 16 on 8 of 20 shooting, but 16 points, 8 rebounds, and some big buckets down the stretch for the co-captain for Mike Dunleavy.
And the Lakers keep it going. A perfect 27 of 27 from the free throw line tonight.
Cadillac puts it in. You know, this is also one, Dan, you mentioned it a moment ago, that the Nuggets hung close. For most of the game, you kind of felt like the Nuggets were going to have an opportunity to win the basketball game.
You think if they could have gotten the lead, they might have put more pressure on the Lakers. They got the lead by 1 point just once. The Lakers came right back down and scored, and they never gave up the lead again after that.
So the Los Angeles Lakers win on back-to-back nights. They beat the Nuggets 106-90.
Mutombo, and before he was fouled, he's called for travel.
And the call came from half court when the official that was about 5 feet away from the play never blew his whistle.
Owens misses, and Reggie Williams taps it away from Hardaway. Just starting this ball game, the Nuggets and the Warriors. This is for 2. Anderson rips it away from Owens, and Cadillac Anderson, who has been a major force in this series, starts the Nuggets off.
Well, one place, Al, that the Nuggets have a big advantage against the Golden State Warriors is on the glass. In the 3 previous games, they have out-rebounded the Warriors by 36. And if they can work the offensive boards like Cadillac just did, they'll be in good shape tonight.
That foul was on Reggie Williams, giving Mullen problems from behind. Mario Elie steps inside, and Tyrone Hill completes it. Known more for his rebounding, he's averaging only 7 points a game.